Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So today we are going to be talking about the second variety of Pachyveria on this channel, and this is Pachyveria clavifolia. Now it's an extremely beautiful succulent. It is basically an hybrid between Pachyphytum and Echeveria. I will put the parentage on the screen. It's an extremely beautiful and easy to grow succulent. Now I'm putting it in level easy because if you are a beginner or if you're just starting off with succulent, this is one of the succulent you can add in your collection provided you give the basic care requirements. The soil has to be loose, porous and well draining. Ensure that you wait for the soil to be completely bone dry before you go ahead and do a complete watering. Complete watering is until the water starts passing through the drain hole. Now talking about light, it does require a good amount of light. Either you can provide it with morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours after acclimating it, or you can keep it in indirect bright light. You can even expose it to afternoon direct sunlight provided you're using a filter, a shade cloth or some kind of filtration wherein the direct afternoon sunlight does not fall onto the succulent. The succulent will do extremely well in indirect bright light as well. It won't change the color a lot. It usually tends to remain the same color as you're seeing on the screen right now. But an extremely beautiful succulent. If it's going to lack light, it will start to stretch, so you have to ensure that you're giving it a good amount of light at all point of time. Otherwise, once it starts to stretch, it doesn't look that great. So ensure that you're giving it a good amount of light. Watering, as I said, you have to ensure that the soil is completely bone dry. This succulent can get overwatered easily if you're going to keep the soil moist for a longer period of time. Pest attack is not much of an issue, but again, to be on the safer side, always do a routine check. If you are experiencing that there are ants in your garden, you can always sprinkle some dry cinnamon powder on the upper layer of soil just for precaution, because cinnamon powder is going to keep the bugs away. It is going to repel the insects and ants especially. Apart from that, if there is any mold, fungus, anything that tends to grow, cinnamon powder acts like an anti-fungicide, so it can even protect your succulent from fungus and mold. Propagation is pretty simple. You can do a leaf propagation, you can do a stem cutting, you can separate the offsets once they reach a decent size. They do tend to put out offsets quite often, so you can definitely separate them once they reach a decent size. As and when the succulent starts to grow, it tends to have a very evident stem, so you can always do a stem cutting. Always remember, whenever you're watering your succulents, ensure that you do not water on the succulent. Always water only the soil. You can do bottom watering, you can do top watering by watering only the soil. If you accidentally drop water on the crown area, ensure that you blow it off with the help of a succulent blower, or you can even use a balloon blower and just blow off all the water. It's very important because the leaves, as you can see, if the water tends to stay in between them, there is a high chance that your succulent will get rotted, especially if you belong to a very warm and humid environment or a warm and a dry environment. You have to be very careful. Do not let the water sit in between the leaves. It can lead to crown rot or stem rot as well. So talking about dormancy, this succulent will get dormant during the summers. Winter is its growing period. So if you're a person who tends to add fertilizers, do not add fertilizers during the summer season. Even though it has one parent as Echeveria, it will still go dormant during the summers. So please avoid adding any kind of fertilizers in your soil. You can do this during the winter when it's their growing period, but ensure that you do not over fertilize them. Just like other succulents, they do not prefer a lot of nutrients in the soil. They do not like organic rich soil. So ensure that during winters you can go for a liquid based fertilizer. Do it probably once a month or once in 2 months, and that should be good enough. But if you already have pre-mixed nutrients in the soil, then please do not add any more fertilizers to your soil. So that's all about this succulent. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.